As we age, paying close attention to how our bodies respond to everyday activities becomes more important than ever. One area that deserves special attention, yet is rarely discussed, is how certain habits might place unexpected strain on the heart, especially after the age of 65. Many people think of activities like walking or light gardening as the only things that might affect their cardiovascular system. But the truth is, even activities that seem simple and harmless can temporarily elevate heart rate and blood pressure. For seniors whose arteries naturally become less flexible, over time, these quick bursts of physical effort can sometimes create more strain than expected. Imagine for a moment how your body feels when you climb a flight of stairs or carry a heavy grocery bag. You likely notice your heart working a bit harder, your breathing becoming quicker, and perhaps even a little fatigue setting in. Now think about similar activities that involve short, intense exertion without any warm-up. Without realizing it, your heart might be experiencing sudden stress, something it doesn't recover from as quickly as it once did. Consider the experience of William, a 72-year-old retired engineer who always considered himself fairly healthy. William stayed active and managed his diet well. However, he started noticing that after certain activities he felt tightness in his chest and unusual shortness of breath. Initially, he brushed these signs off, but after a particularly uncomfortable episode, he mentioned it to his doctor during a routine checkup. His physician explained that while occasional exertion is natural, sudden intense bursts, without preparation, can place extra stress on an aging cardiovascular system. Thanks to early awareness and guidance from his doctor, William learned to listen more carefully to his body. He found ways to continue living actively, but with better pacing and mindfulness. His story serves as a valuable reminder that awareness, not fear, is the key to senior wellness. As we grow older, our bodies need a little more time to adjust and recover. Heart muscles and blood vessels don't bounce back from strain as easily. It's important to pay attention to any unusual signs after physical effort, whether it's dizziness, tightness, or shortness of breath, and to talk openly with a healthcare provider if anything feels off. This isn't about avoiding activity. Staying active is essential for senior living and maintaining vitality. Instead, it's about moving forward with wisdom. Senior wisdom. Understanding that pacing ourselves and choosing activities that respect our body's natural rhythm can make all the difference. If you ever notice moments where your body feels unexpectedly strained, it's a gentle signal to slow down, adjust, and perhaps seek medical advice to ensure you're staying on a path of safe and healthy living. And remember, consulting with your doctor before making any major lifestyle adjustments is always a wise step toward holistic health. Taking care of your heart is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself at this stage of life. Small adjustments, mindfulness, and a willingness to listen to your body's messages can lead to stronger, healthier, and more joyful years ahead. As we move into the golden years of our lives, our bodies often need a little more care and attention than before. One surprising area that deserves extra focus is our nervous system. Many seniors unknowingly experience nervous system fatigue and energy depletion, and one hidden factor could be habits we developed earlier in life. Today, let's explore how certain activities might quietly be draining your vitality and what you can do to support your senior wellness naturally. Think of your nervous system as a rechargeable battery. Every time you engage in physical or emotional activities, your body draws energy from this battery. When we were younger, it recharged quickly without much thought. But as we age, the process of replenishing energy slows down. Without realizing it, some habits that once felt refreshing could now be contributing to longer-lasting fatigue. Consider Richard, a 69-year-old retired teacher who always lived an active, thoughtful life. Recently, he found himself feeling sluggish and drained throughout the day, despite getting enough sleep. He couldn't figure out why his energy wasn't what it used to be. After making small adjustments to his personal habits, Richard was amazed to find his focus sharper, his energy steadier, and even his mood lighter. His story reminds us of the importance of listening closely to our bodies as part of wise senior living. One important reason behind this fatigue is the way our neurotransmitters like dopamine behave. Dopamine is responsible for feelings of motivation, reward, and pleasure. Activities that create a quick surge of dopamine can feel uplifting in the moment. However, if triggered too often, the brain's sensitivity to dopamine can decrease, leading to what's sometimes called dopamine burnout. This can leave you feeling low energy, unmotivated, and even mildly down. For seniors aiming to live with greater ease and balance, paying attention to how often you stimulate these systems is a vital part of holistic health. By spacing out stimulating activities and allowing time for recovery, you give your nervous system a better chance to restore its natural energy levels. If you've been feeling unusually fatigued, lacking motivation, or noticing difficulty, focusing without a clear reason. It may be worth reflecting gently on your daily habits. Small changes such as getting outside for natural light, practicing deep breathing, or engaging in creative hobbies can help replenish energy and restore mental clarity. Always remember, your well-being is deeply personal. Before making any major changes, it's wise to consult with a healthcare professional for tailored advice. Supporting your senior wisdom starts with understanding your body's unique rhythms and caring for them with kindness. By honoring these natural changes, you'll be better equipped to maintain vitality, joy, and resilience for years to come. Your body is speaking to you, and by listening, you're taking one of the most important steps toward a vibrant, fulfilling life. One of the most important parts of maintaining senior wellness is ensuring good quality sleep. Yet many older adults find that despite their best efforts, restful sleep becomes more difficult to achieve. If you've noticed yourself waking up during the night feeling restless, or starting the day still tired, there might be a hidden reason worth considering. Certain personal habits may be affecting your sleep patterns more than you realize. Sleep is not just about resting the body, it's a complex process controlled by delicate interactions between hormones, brain activity, and the nervous system. In particular, the hormone melatonin plays a crucial role. It tells your body when it's time to wind down and prepares you for deep restorative rest. However, activities that cause a surge in dopamine, the feel-good chemical in the brain, can interfere with melatonin production, making it harder for the body to fall and stay asleep. Consider Gerald, a 74-year-old retiree who had always enjoyed rising early to greet the day. Over time, he noticed a frustrating pattern. He would fall asleep easily but wake up multiple times throughout the night, feeling groggy and irritable by morning. At first, he blamed it on aging, but when he took a closer look at his evening routine and made a few mindful adjustments, Gerald began sleeping more deeply and waking up refreshed. This story highlights a key point in senior wisdom. Even small choices before bedtime can have a big impact on sleep. If activities late in the evening overstimulate the nervous system, it can lead to lighter, fragmented sleep, leaving you feeling unrefreshed. For seniors already managing natural changes in sleep cycles, this added disruption can be especially challenging. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you tired. Over time, it can affect mood, memory, heart health, and even immune strength. In fact, research suggests that consistent sleep disruptions in older adults are linked to higher risks of cognitive decline and chronic inflammation. This is why prioritizing deep restorative sleep is a vital part of holistic health. If you've noticed restless nights or fatigue in the morning, consider adjusting your evening habits. Creating a calming nighttime routine. Dimming lights an hour before bed and avoiding stimulating activities can help prepare your body for better rest. Also, always feel free to consult your healthcare provider for personalized senior health tips tailored to your needs. Remember, small mindful changes can make a remarkable difference in your sleep and overall vitality. Your body deserves the opportunity to rest, heal, and renew itself each night. It's one of the most precious gifts you can give yourself at any stage of life. As we age, caring for every part of our body becomes even more important, and one area that deserves extra attention is prostate health. For many men over 65, it's common to experience subtle changes without realizing the root cause. One surprising factor that can influence prostate comfort and urinary health is the frequency of certain personal habits. The prostate naturally grows larger with age, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. While this growth is common, it can create extra pressure on the bladder, leading to symptoms like frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, a weaker urine stream, or a sensation of incomplete emptying. For many seniors living with these challenges, understanding how daily habits affect their bodies can be a key part of maintaining senior wellness. Consider Leonard, a 71-year-old retired construction worker. Leonard was in generally good health, but started noticing that he was waking up more often at night, feeling the urgent need to use the bathroom. Initially, he assumed it was just a normal part of getting older. However, after discussing his concerns with his doctor, Leonard learned that frequent stimulation of the prostate could sometimes temporarily increase irritation and sensitivity, making urinary symptoms feel more pronounced. Following his doctor's advice, Leonard made some gentle adjustments to his habits and incorporated a few simple pelvic floor exercises into his daily routine. Within just a few weeks, he noticed a marked improvement. He slept more soundly, felt more comfortable during the day, and regained a sense of control that had slowly been slipping away. This story highlights an important piece of senior wisdom. Sometimes small lifestyle changes can create a big improvement in comfort and quality of life. The pelvic floor muscles, which support bladder control and lower body stability, also tend to weaken with age. Overstimulating this area without enough recovery time can lead to unnecessary strain, fatigue, and even minor issues like leakage or sudden urges. If you've noticed any changes in your urinary habits, like waking up more frequently at night, feeling a stronger sense of urgency, or experiencing occasional leaks, it's worth paying close attention. Gentle exercises, mindful routines, and consulting with your healthcare provider can help you maintain a better balance. Remember, protecting your pelvic health is an important part of a holistic approach to aging well. Small, mindful changes now can support better comfort, control, and confidence for years to come. If you have any concerns, always feel free to reach out to a healthcare professional. Seeking guidance is a sign of strength and a smart step toward better senior living. As we grow older, maintaining emotional balance becomes just as important as caring for our physical health. Yet few people realize that certain habits can quietly affect our mood and energy levels, more than we might expect. One such habit, when done too frequently, can subtly disrupt hormonal balance, leading to unexpected mood swings, low energy, and even emotional instability. Our bodies rely on a delicate harmony of hormones, like dopamine, testosterone, and oxytocin, to regulate feelings of happiness, motivation, and calmness. When we engage in activities that trigger a sharp rise in these hormones, especially dopamine, it can create a temporary feeling of pleasure. However, if done too often, it may lead to what's known as dopamine depletion, where the brain becomes less sensitive to pleasure signals. This can leave you feeling emotionally flat, irritable, or more easily frustrated than before. Take Edward, for example, a 68-year-old former accountant who always prided himself on his calm, even-tempered nature. Over time, he started noticing mood shifts that puzzled him. Some days he felt energized and cheerful, but on others he battled with low motivation and unexplained irritability. After making a few small changes to his personal habits and giving his body more time to recover, Edward noticed his mood becoming more stable, his energy returned, and life felt a little brighter each day. This example highlights an important truth about senior wellness. Emotional health and physical habits are closely connected. When the body experiences repeated surges of feel-good hormones, without enough recovery time, it can struggle to maintain natural balance. For seniors whose hormone levels are already shifting due to aging, this balance becomes even more delicate. Frequent stimulation may also affect testosterone levels. While it's a natural part of life for testosterone to decline with age, certain habits can cause temporary dips that contribute to feelings of fatigue, reduced motivation, and changes in muscle tone. Recognizing these shifts early can help you make gentle adjustments that support your overall senior living experience. If you've noticed recent changes in your mood, energy, or motivation that don't seem tied to any clear cause, it might be helpful to reflect on your daily patterns. Sometimes giving your body a little more time between stimulating activities can make a world of difference, allowing your natural hormone rhythms to reset and helping you feel more like yourself again. Of course, if you have any concerns about mood changes or energy levels, consulting a healthcare professional is always a wise decision. They can offer guidance tailored specifically to your needs, ensuring your journey toward holistic health stays on a positive path. Balancing your emotional and physical health is a key part of senior wisdom. By making small, mindful adjustments, now you can nurture greater stability, joy, and well-being for the years ahead. As we continue our journey through senior wellness, it's important to recognize how delicate the balance of our bodies becomes with age. One surprising area where this shows up is insensitivity to pleasure. While maintaining healthy personal habits can offer benefits, too much frequency, especially after 65, can actually lead to a gradual decline in sensitivity over time. Our nervous system, much like every other part of our body, is designed to adapt to repeated stimulation. When a certain type of activity becomes overly frequent, the nerve receptors involved can become less responsive. This means it can take more time, more effort, and stronger stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure or satisfaction that once came easily. Consider Robert, a 73-year-old former musician. Throughout his life, Robert valued enjoyment and staying connected to the simple pleasures of life. Yet over the years, he noticed that things didn't feel quite the same. What once felt effortless began requiring more focus, more time, and sometimes left him feeling a little frustrated. After learning more about how nerve fatigue works, Robert made small adjustments to his routine, giving his body more time to rest and recover between activities. Over time, he noticed that his natural sensitivity improved, making his experiences more fulfilling again. This is an important lesson in senior wisdom. Our bodies are beautifully resilient, but also require greater care and patience as we age. When it comes to pleasure and satisfaction, less can sometimes truly be more. Giving your body enough time to reset between moments of stimulation allows your nerve endings to remain responsive and sensitive. There's another layer to consider as well. Activities that cause a quick, sharp release of dopamine, the chemical that rewards pleasure, can, if repeated too often, make everyday joys feel a little less exciting. For seniors focused on holistic health, balancing stimulation with proper recovery becomes even more important to maintain emotional richness and physical satisfaction. If you've ever noticed that moments of enjoyment feel less intense than they used to, or that it requires more effort to experience the same level of satisfaction, know that you're not alone. Many seniors go through similar changes without realizing the cause. The good news is that with a little mindfulness, this process is often reversible. Simple adjustments such as spacing out stimulating activities, focusing on a variety of enriching hobbies, and nurturing restful periods can help maintain the natural sensitivity and joy that make life feel vibrant. And remember, if you ever have concerns about changes in sensation energy or emotional well-being, it's always wise to consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice. Your journey toward vibrant senior living deserves all the thoughtful care you can give it. By tuning into your body's rhythms and respecting its need for balance, you can continue to enjoy life's simple pleasures deeply and fully, creating even more meaningful moments along the way. In the world of senior wellness, we often focus on physical health, but emotional well-being is just as important. One surprising factor that can quietly impact emotional balance is how often we rely on solitary activities for comfort. While some private habits can seem harmless, overdependence on them after the age of 65 may sometimes increase feelings of loneliness and emotional detachment without us even realizing it. Human beings are naturally wired for connection, emotional intimacy, warm conversations, shared experiences. These are essential to a happy, fulfilling life, especially in our later years. When solitary habits replace meaningful social interactions, it can gradually create a sense of emotional distance. Over time, you might find that social gatherings feel less satisfying, phone calls seem like chores, or you simply feel more comfortable alone even when deep down a part of you craves connection. Consider James, a 75-year-old widower who had always been active in his community. After losing his wife, he found himself withdrawing little by little. Instead of reaching out to friends or attending events, he turned to familiar, solitary activities for comfort. At first it seemed harmless, but gradually, James realized he was feeling more isolated. It wasn't until he consciously made an effort to reconnect with others, joining a local senior center and reviving old friendships, that he noticed a remarkable improvement in his mood and energy. This gentle reminder from senior wisdom highlights that emotional health is nurtured through real human connection. Engaging in activities that bring you together with others, whether it's a weekly card game, volunteering, or simply sharing a meal with family, triggers the release of oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin naturally lifts your mood, reduces feelings of loneliness, and strengthens emotional resilience. If you found yourself feeling more isolated than you'd like, know that you are not alone, and even small changes can make a big difference. Start with simple steps, call an old friend, attend a community gathering, or explore a new hobby that brings you joy and connection. For those passionate about holistic health, balancing personal time with social time is essential for lasting emotional strength. It's not about giving up solitude, which can be very nourishing, but about ensuring that connection and community remain a vibrant part of your life. If you're concerned about feelings of loneliness or emotional shifts, it's always a good idea to speak with a trusted healthcare provider. Taking care of your emotional wellness is a vital part of senior living, allowing you to enjoy each day with a greater sense of fulfillment and peace. Remember, meaningful connection is one of life's richest gifts, and by nurturing it, you're giving yourself the best chance at a vibrant, joyful journey forward. In the journey of senior living, maintaining strength, comfort, and independence is something we all value deeply. However, one area that often gets overlooked is the health of the pelvic floor, a set of muscles that play a crucial role in bladder control and lower body stability. As we age, these muscles naturally weaken, but certain habits, especially frequent strain, can accelerate this process without us even realizing it. The pelvic floor supports vital organs like the bladder and the lower intestines. When these muscles are overworked or overstimulated, they can become fatigued, leading to subtle but frustrating changes. You might notice more frequent trips to the bathroom, occasional leakage when laughing or sneezing, or a feeling of urgency that wasn't there before. These changes can feel confusing, but understanding their root causes is a powerful step toward better senior wellness. Take Harold, a 70-year-old retired mechanic. He had always been in good health, but he began noticing that nighttime bathroom visits became more frequent, and he sometimes felt a loss of control. When sneezing, Harold initially thought it was just another part of aging. But after learning more about pelvic health, he realized that certain personal habits might be contributing. By making small adjustments and adding gentle pelvic floor exercises to his routine, Harold regained greater control and comfort. Within a few weeks, the pelvic floor is much like any other muscle group in the body. It needs both activity and recovery time. When it's subjected to frequent strain without enough rest, it can weaken and become less responsive. Additionally, overstimulation of the pelvic nerves can send confusing signals to the bladder, creating false urgency or unpredictable urges to use the bathroom. The good news is that there are simple, natural ways to support pelvic floor strength. Gentle exercises like pelvic tilts, Kegels or mindful breathing practices can strengthen these important muscles without adding strain. It's an easy addition to your senior health tips toolbox that can bring noticeable improvements over time. If you've been noticing unexpected changes in bladder control, or if you feel discomfort that seems out of the ordinary, it might be worth considering whether small lifestyle adjustments could help. And as always, consulting with a healthcare provider is a wise step to ensure that any changes are addressed thoughtfully and with care. In the world of holistic health and senior wisdom, paying attention to how your body responds is an act of self-care. Small mindful choices today can lead to lasting comfort, dignity, and independence tomorrow. By taking gentle, proactive steps, you're not just managing a symptom, you're actively investing in your continued vitality. Remember, honoring your body's needs is a true expression of strength. Your comfort, your confidence, and your wellness are worth nurturing every day. Taking small, caring steps toward your health today builds a foundation for a stronger, more vibrant tomorrow. Every mindful choice you make is a gift to yourself, a promise that you deserve. Comfort, confidence, and joy at every stage of life. Embrace the journey with kindness and patience, knowing that each effort brings you closer to a healthier, happier you. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving it a like, and leaving a comment to share your thoughts. Your support inspires us to continue creating meaningful content for your senior wellness journey.